There is a force within you, silent, invisible, yet more powerful than any external circumstance you have ever faced. It is the unseen architect of your life. It shapes your habits, controls your reactions, and ultimately determines whether you rise into success or remain trapped in limitation. That force is your subconscious mind. Most people live their entire lives unaware of its power. They wake up, go through routines, think the same thoughts, feel the same fears, and wonder why nothing changes. But the truth is simple and undeniable. You cannot change your life until you change what is buried deep within your subconscious. Your subconscious mind does not argue. It does not question. It simply accepts whatever you impress upon it repeatedly and then works tirelessly to turn those impressions into reality. If you feed it doubt, it will produce fear. If you feed it fear, it will create hesitation. And hesitation is the silent killer of opportunity. But here is the turning point. The moment everything can change. If you can consciously choose what enters your subconscious mind, you can reprogram your entire life. Think about that. Every belief you have today was planted. Every fear learned, every limitation accepted at some point in your past, which means they can all be replaced. You were not born doubting yourself. You were not born fearing failure. Those ideas were introduced, repeated, and then accepted as truth. Now, you must become the gatekeeper of your mind. Napoleon Hill once taught that thoughts are things, not just ideas, but actual forces that carry energy. And when those thoughts are repeated with emotion, they sink deep into the subconscious mind, where they begin to shape reality itself. So the question becomes, what are you feeding your mind daily? Are you feeding it excuses or vision? Are you feeding it fear or belief? Because whatever you consistently impress upon your subconscious, it will multiply. Let me make this clear. Your subconscious mind is always listening, not just to what you say out loud, but to the quiet whispers inside your head. The thoughts you repeat when no one is watching, the doubts you entertain when things get difficult, those are the seeds, and your life is the harvest. If you wake up each day thinking, I am not good enough, your subconscious accepts it as truth and begins to guide your actions accordingly. You hesitate. You play small. You avoid risks. And then you call it reality. But it was never reality. It was programming. Now imagine reversing that. Imagine waking up every day and declaring with certainty, I am capable. I am disciplined. I am unstoppable. At first, your conscious mind may resist. It may doubt. It may even laugh. But your subconscious does not laugh. It listens. And with repetition, it begins to accept. This is the secret that separates the successful from the average. It is not luck. It is not talent alone. It is the deliberate control of thought and the intentional programming of the subconscious mind. Every great achievement begins in the mind. Before it becomes physical, it must first become mental. A vision, repeated with emotion, believed without question. You must see it before you can hold it. You must believe it before you can achieve it. This is not wishful thinking. This is mental conditioning. Your subconscious mind is like fertile soil. It does not care what you plant, but it will grow whatever you give it. Plant doubt, and you will harvest failure. Plant belief, and you will harvest success. So starting today, you must become intentional. Guard your thoughts. Choose your words. Feed your mind with power, not weakness. Because the moment you take control of your subconscious programming, is the moment you take control of your destiny. And this is where your transformation begins. Now that you understand the immense power of your subconscious mind, the next step is discipline. Because knowledge alone does nothing, it is applied knowledge, repeated consistently, that transforms your inner world. Your subconscious mind does not change overnight. It is shaped through repetition, emotion, and persistence, just as a river carves its way through solid rock over time. Your repeated thoughts carve pathways in your mind. So if you are serious about reprogramming your subconscious for success, you must become obsessed with repetition. Every day, every hour, every moment. You are either reinforcing your old programming or creating a new one. There is no neutral ground. You must begin with one powerful tool: autosuggestion. Autosuggestion is the act of feeding your subconscious mind with intentional, repeated thoughts. Not once, not twice, but again and again, until those thoughts become a part of you. This is where most people fail. They try it for a few days to feel no immediate change and quit, but they do not understand. Their current beliefs took years to build. You cannot erase years of conditioning in a few moments of effort. You must persist. Stand in front of the mirror, look into your own eyes, and declare with conviction, I am becoming the person I need to be. I am focused. I am disciplined. I am creating success in my life. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. It may feel unnatural. That is because you are challenging your current identity. But stay with it, because identity is nothing more than repeated belief. Your subconscious mind will eventually accept what you consistently tell it, especially when emotion is involved. Emotion is the secret ingredient. Words without emotion are weak. They pass through the mind without impact. But when you attach feeling, when you speak with certainty, passion, and belief, those words penetrate deeply into the subconscious. Feel the success as if it already exists. Feel the confidence before it appears. Feel the discipline before it becomes natural. Because your subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined with emotion. This is why visualization is so powerful. Close your eyes and see your future self. See the success you desire, the lifestyle, the confidence, the achievements. Make it as real as possible. Do not just see it. Experience it. What do you feel? What do you hear? What does your life look like when you have already succeeded? Live in that moment daily, because the more real it becomes in your mind, the more your subconscious begins to align your actions with that vision. And here is where the shift begins. Your habits start to change. Your decisions become sharper. Your focus becomes stronger without forcing it. You begin to act differently. This is the power of subconscious reprogramming. You are no longer fighting yourself. You are working with yourself. But understand this. Consistency is everything. You cannot be positive one day and negative the next and expect transformation. Your subconscious mind responds to dominant thoughts, not occasional effort. So you must dominate your mind with purpose. Eliminate negative input. Be mindful of what you watch, what you listen to, and who you surround yourself with, because every influence is shaping your subconscious. Protect your mind like it is your most valuable asset, because success is not created outside. It is built within, and then expressed through action. So commit to the process. Repeat your affirmations daily. Visualize your success with emotion. Guard your thoughts relentlessly. And most importantly, believe that change is not only possible, but inevitable if you persist. Because the moment your subconscious accepts your new identity, your external reality has no choice but to follow. There comes a moment in every transformation where desire is no longer enough, where motivation fades and only discipline remains. This is the moment where most people stop. But this is also the moment where your subconscious mind is truly being tested, because reprogramming your subconscious is not just about what you say. It is about what you do. Action is the final seal of belief. You can repeat affirmations all day. You can visualize success every night. But if your actions do not align with your new identity, your subconscious becomes confused, and confusion weakens progress. Your subconscious learns not only through repetition of thought, but through repetition of behavior. So if you tell yourself you are disciplined, but continue to procrastinate, your actions will overpower your words. But if you begin to act, even in small ways, your subconscious starts to accept a new truth. This is where the power of decision comes in. A decision is not a wish. It is not a hope. It is a commitment backed by action. When you decide that you will become successful, you eliminate all alternatives. You burn the bridges of your old habits. You stop negotiating with your weaknesses. You move forward, no matter what. And with every action you take that aligns with your new identity, you strengthen the programming within your subconscious mind. You are telling it, this is who I am now. Understand this clearly. Your subconscious does not respond to what you want. It responds to what you prove through consistent action. So you must begin to act like the person you intend to become before you see any results. Wake up earlier, work harder, stay focused longer. Do the things that your old self would avoid. Because every time you do, you are breaking the old pattern and installing a new one. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. You will feel resistance. Your mind will try to pull you back into familiar habits. That is natural, because your subconscious mind is designed to keep you in what is known, even if what is known is limiting. But this is where you must persist. Push through the discomfort, because on the other side of that resistance is growth. And every time you overcome that resistance, you weaken the old programming and strengthen the new. Now listen carefully. This is critical. You must become emotionally involved in your actions. Do not act with hesitation. Do not act with doubt. Act with certainty. Even if you do not feel ready, because emotion combined with action accelerates subconscious change. When you take bold action, when you move with confidence, even artificially at first, your subconscious begins to accept that confidence as real. And over time, it becomes natural. This is how identity is built. Not in comfort, but in challenge. Not in ease, but in effort. Every successful person you admire did not wait until they felt ready. They acted. And through action, they became ready. So you must stop waiting. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for confidence. Stop waiting for clarity. Those things are created through movement, not before it. Your subconscious mind is watching your every move. It is recording your behavior and turning it into belief. So give it something powerful to record. Become relentless in your actions. Become disciplined in your routine. Become focused on your vision, because when your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions all align, something extraordinary happens. You enter a state of certainty, and in that state, success is no longer a possibility. It becomes inevitable. Now you are beginning to understand the true nature of transformation. It is not an event. It is a process. A process that requires patience, persistence, and above all, control over your inner world. But there is one enemy more dangerous than failure, more destructive than doubt, and more silent than fear. That enemy is your environment. Because no matter how strong your intentions are, if you constantly surround yourself with negativity, doubt, and limitation, your subconscious mind will absorb it. Whether you realize it or not, your environment is constantly programming you. The conversations you listen to, the people you spend time with, the content you consume daily, all of it is feeding your subconscious mind. And here is the truth most people ignore. You cannot live in a negative environment and expect a positive life. It is impossible because your subconscious mind does not filter truth from influence. It simply accepts what is repeated, especially when it comes from sources you trust or spend time around. If you are surrounded by people who complain, you will begin to complain. If you are surrounded by people who doubt, you will begin to doubt. If you are surrounded by people who settle, you will begin to settle. Not because you choose to, but because your subconscious is being programmed without your permission. So what must you do? You must become selective, ruthlessly selective. Guard your environment like your future depends on it, because it does. If you cannot change the people around you immediately, then change what you consume. Replace negative input with powerful ideas. Feed your mind with knowledge, inspiration, and success-driven thinking. Listen to voices that challenge you, not comfort you. Read words that elevate your standards, not justify your excuses, because every positive influence you introduce begins to overwrite the old programming. And over time, your mindset shifts. But there is another level, a deeper level, that very few people ever reach. You must learn to create your own environment internally, even when external conditions are not ideal. You must maintain control over your thoughts. This is mastery. Because the world will not always cooperate with your goals. There will be setbacks. There will be criticism. There will be moments where everything seems to go against you. But in those moments, your subconscious programming will reveal itself. If you have trained your mind for strength, you will remain focused. If you have trained your mind for weakness, you will collapse. So preparation is everything. You must build mental resilience before the storm arrives. Train your mind daily, not just when things go wrong. Speak power into your life, even when results are not visible. Hold your vision, even when circumstances challenge it, because persistence under pressure is what solidifies belief in the subconscious mind. Now understand this. Repetition creates belief, but struggle strengthens it. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to reinforce your new identity. When you refuse to quit, when you continue to act with discipline, even when it is difficult, you send a powerful message to your subconscious. You tell it, this is who I am, no matter what. And that level of certainty is unstoppable. This is where most people break. But this is where you must rise, because success is not built in moments of comfort. It is built in moments of resistance. So embrace the difficulty, embrace the pressure, embrace the discomfort, because every time you push forward, despite it, you are rewriting the deepest layers of your subconscious mind. You are becoming stronger. You are becoming sharper. You are becoming unstoppable. And once that identity is fully accepted within your subconscious, no external force can take it away from you. That is true power. Now you stand at the final stage, the point where most people hesitate, but where the few who succeed make their greatest leap. Because reprogramming your subconscious mind is not just about changing your thoughts, it is about becoming a new person entirely. A person who no longer negotiates with fear, a person who no longer bows to doubt, a person who moves with certainty, thinks with purpose, and acts with absolute belief. This is where transformation becomes permanent. But understand this: permanence is not created through intensity alone. It is created through consistency over time. You must live this, not for a day, not for a week, but as a way of life. Your thoughts must be intentional. Your actions must be aligned. Your environment must be controlled. And your belief must be unshakable, because the moment you return to old habits, the moment you allow negative patterns to creep back in, your subconscious will begin to revert. It always returns to what is most familiar. So you must make success familiar. You must make discipline familiar. You must make growth familiar. How? Through daily rituals, the way you start your morning, the way you speak to yourself, the way you respond to challenges. All of it must reflect your new identity. Wake up with purpose. Feed your mind with powerful thoughts. Visualize your success before the world distracts you. Move your body. Take action early. Win the first hours of your day. And you set the tone for everything that follows. Then carry that energy forward. Protect your focus. Eliminate distractions. Stay committed to your vision, even when no one is watching. Because the truth is, success is built in private long before it is seen in public. And every private victory reinforces your subconscious programming. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your identity. Every time you act despite fear, you build confidence. Every time you stay consistent, you create momentum. And momentum is powerful, because once it builds, it becomes easier to continue than to stop. This is when success begins to feel natural, not forced, not difficult, but inevitable. Now listen carefully, because this is the final truth. You are not waiting for success. Success is waiting for you to become the person who can hold it. Your subconscious mind must believe that you deserve it, that you are capable of it, that it is already yours. And once that belief is fully installed, your actions, decisions, and habits will align automatically. Opportunities will appear, confidence will rise, results will follow, not by chance, but by design. So from this moment forward, make a decision, a real decision, that you will no longer live by default, that you will no longer allow your subconscious to be programmed by the world around you, but instead, you will take control. You will choose your thoughts. You will direct your actions. You will build your identity intentionally, and you will not stop until your outer world reflects the power you have built within. Because everything you desire already exists in potential form within your mind. And when you align your subconscious with that vision, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that can stop you. This is your moment. This is your power. This is your new identity. Now go and become it.